Hey guys, welcome back to Trad Rod and Custom. If you've been here before, if you're new, I'm Oliver. We're going to get started back on this thing, the Roadster. This is going to be kind of a mishmash video. I don't really know where it's going to go. We're going to put the other motor mount on. Since I have a video on that, I'll probably just time lapse it. You guys can check out the other video if you want to see how I do that. A little more detail. And then we're going to get into the K-member, Crossmember. I'll show you guys how the pad turned out. And we're going to talk about some upcoming other projects and videos and things that we're going to be doing. So let's get into it. All right, well, as that is drying, as the paint's drying, I guess I'll show you guys the concrete pad. And this is what it turned out as. Now we're 5.5 days into cure, so it does have a couple days more curing before I really should put any substantial weight on it, but turned out pretty good. I'm happy with it. I'm no concrete expert. I've poured some city sidewalks and I've done some stuff, but that's the biggest pad I've ever poured, and I'm happy with it. It's going to get another pad right here, pad up there, and then it'll get a pad all the way across here. So the whole thing will get filled with concrete before it's all said and done. But that's it as far as stuff I'm putting on it to keep on it. The rest of it's going to be open workspace. Going to work on trying to get that space, and all of this space to look like that space, because I'm getting tired of working in clutter. So I'm going to get everything organized and cleaned here, because as you can tell, the place is just 8,000 half-done projects sitting around. And while it's a bunch of cool stuff, it's not really easy to work in. So plan is get it all clean so I can enjoy building hot rods in the space a little bit more. The motor mount turned out great. It's nice and even with the other side. Spacing's just right. I don't know if you guys could tell from the hyperlapse, but it turned out really good. Really happy with it. So anyway, I'll let the paint set up a little bit, and then we'll drop the motor down on some mounts and get it loosely bolted up, and then we'll move our way on back to transmission crossmember. Start working on that. Might do a little tidying in the meantime, so I'll put you guys on another little hyperlapse while I clean up a little bit. Okay, nice to have my space a little cleaner. I'd say the paint is dry enough to touch, dry enough to set them out on. Let's get this thing set down. Now, these being nylocks, I am not going to snug these up yet because they're going to have to come back off at a point. I'm going to take these off and cut these corners off of here, round them out, paint them. So I'm just going to put them on finger tight for right now because those nylocks, they're kind of a one-time thing. Use them once and then you kind of screw up their locking ability. So would not recommend cinch them down until you're ready. All right. All right, I've been looking forward to that. Whew, she's home. She is home. Yep. Happy with that. Real happy. Now, if you look down the middle there, you'll see that the crank bolt is off center. That side just a hair, but if you look at the fan, the center of the fan is centered up exactly. Don't ask me why. That's how they made it. But if you look at the hoses, the lower hoses, everything's looking real good right down the center. So I'm pretty happy with that. It looks good. Anyway, let's go ahead and we'll roll her forward and hook that chain fall up to the tranny and lift that up and start working on the cross member. Okay. Well, where we left off with this thing, we were kind of just getting it where we wanted it and using this fairly thick walled steel here to drop it down so that it was set in the middle of that tunnel that's in the K member we're making. But this side was just tacked on. It's been holding just fine, but I'm going to lay a bead in there, grind that down, weld it off, make it all look nice, you know, put some nice structural beads in. That one's not as pretty as that one, that's for sure. And then what I think I'm going to do is clean this off and run a gusset. Run a gusset from there to there, and the same over here. Probably just one. I might do one on either side. So 4 total. We'll just have to see. Just want this thing to be nice and beefy, not go anywhere. But anyway, let's get going on that. That looks pretty good. Pretty flat. Pretty beefy. I do think it needs those gussets, but I think it's going to work just fine. Okay, there's our gusset. That's a good gusset. Nice and strong. Looks good. Welded up good, both sides. Just gotta make one for the other side now. I don't know if I really need more than just the one. I don't know if one on each side. I don't know if I need two. I have to think on that for a minute. All right. Other gussets made. Go on just like that. Looks good. looks good. Feels a lot tighter. Feels really good. To bend it before by hand. And it feels pretty tight now. Come here, Dolly. Shop dog visit. Good girl. She doesn't like the welder too much. Or the grinder. Goes and hides. Goes elsewhere. Good girl. Yeah. Whoa, that's hot. That's hot. Don't catch that with your bare hands, guys. Yeah, it looks good. I think we're in business. I'm going to let that cool down and we'll go stick it back in. And then we can drop the tranny back down and we can start working on finishing up the K member. Awesome. Okay, well that just about wraps it up for this one. I think we got the cross member in, got it braced up, it's ready to roll. Now in this next one, what we're going to do is we're going to get in here and we are going to weld up these seams.
Oh no, there's cracks. Yeah, you have to weld up the. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, we're gonna weld up these seams here from when we lowered the height and made it all fit, and we'll get that all braced up, and we'll just kind of work our way on back. We'll fix all this kind of stuff and booger this all up and get it back together. We'll fit these, bring this up to here, and brace it. We'll put our gussets in just like we did here.
It's gonna be a tiny car.
It will be a tiny car. You're right, buddy. We'll get all.
It could be for me.
We'll get all our gussets in here and replicate that back here, over there. I may cut this out and just make a new hat completely that fits a little better. But get this thing all beefed up and that's set now. We got plenty of room on the tunnel here. You can see nothing's obstructed, nothing's hitting. But we are cruising right along. Getting there. But anyway, appreciate you guys watching, following along. Hope it wasn't too boring, just kind of doing some of the stuff that we've already done in the past, although finishing up the X member was good to do. And yeah, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.